Hey, what's going on, TLC? Is your boy PT coming at you with the word of the week this week. This week, the story that I'm going to talk about is approaching the news in a healthy way. Approaching the news in a healthy way. So let me just give you a summary. First, the news, if you know, is meant to provide for us the events of our time, to lay down the information so that we as a people can make informed decisions. The news is once called the fourth estate. If you guys didn't know, this term is built off of a traditional European concept of the three estates, which were the clergy, the nobility, and the commoners. So the fourth estate's job was to help objectively frame the issues of the day in such a way that the common man can understand and decide how to respond, how to vote, how to speak up for, or how to speak out against. That was the job of the fourth estate, right? And my analysis, if I can be honest, lately, though, what we've seen in news coverage seems to be bent towards whichever political affiliation one holds to. So if you're a right conservative, you tend to move towards news that's bent towards you, and you vilify the left liberals for their take of the news. In the same way, if you're a left liberal, the news that you tend to watch is bent towards you, and you tend to vilify the right conservatives for their take. And the result, what we see is both sides frame the other as spewing lies, coming up with crazy conspiracy theories, division, and hate. So instead of giving you objective information, we are bombarded with echo chambers of subjective information. So how do Christians view the news in a healthy way without relegating to living under a rock, right? Instead of actually not, see, the worst thing we can do is pretty much say, you know what, screw the news, I'm not going to deal with it, I'm not going to listen to it, I'm not even going to deal with it, right? To be up to date with the events of our time, but without coming to a place where you're being tossed back and forth by the information given. And the answer to that, which is something I want to share with you guys today, would be in a very specific Christian discipline called spiritual meditation. And meditation comes in a lot of different ways, right? But the meditation I'm going to share with you guys today is about the meditation on the events of our days. Now, how do we do that? Now, let me give you just a quick snippet of what meditation is. Meditation is a Christian discipline that seeks to fill oneself with the reality of Christ, with the truth of Christ, with the presence of Christ. And it's much different from Eastern meditation, because Eastern meditation is, the end goal of Eastern meditation is to detach oneself from the world around you, to empty oneself, to lose all personality, to come back to the cosmic energy, right? Christian meditation seeks to attach oneself and fill oneself up with the reality of its maker, of his maker, her maker, and thus allowing God and Jesus Christ himself to come and transform you, making you becoming more of your true self. Right? And there's many ways, like I said, to practice meditation, but the one I'm going to offer you today is the meditation on the events of our time. Okay? And the goal of this type of meditation is to help you penetrate the inner meaning of the events that you see, to help you see and have wisdom and perspective on what's happening based on the events of our time. It's not to gain power by understanding the root issues here, but it is to have a perspective that helps you move forward. A very famous monk once said, a person who meditates simply on the beauty of Christ, but has not meditated on the extermination camps of Auschwitz, has not yet fully entered into the experience of Christianity. And so not only are you to meditate on the beauty of Christ, which is enough to last you a lifetime, as a believer, you are also to meditate on the events of our days so that you can be a part of helping it, a part of engaging in it, and a part of praying for it. So this meditation is best done with the Bible with you as you read up on current events. So let me just walk you through a couple quick steps, okay? Steps. First, time. You gotta find a time where you're able to sit down for at least 30 minutes uninterrupted, right? But you gotta make sure that, don't make this into a religious act where all of a sudden you're like, okay, it's 6:30, I gotta sit down, right? The preparation of getting into that time is important as well. You gotta not be so frantic. You gotta kind of slow your life down. Make sure everything is kind of coming down to an end as you enter into a time of meditation, as you're seeking God to fill you. You can't be frantic and crazy and just jump into this. If you do that, then your meditation will be frantic, right? So that's time. Pick a time, right? But also pick a place. Pick a place where you can't be interrupted, free of distraction, away from your phone, away from noise, and keep that place consistent. Let that place be what you will call your meditation spot. This is where you go to meditate. A place where the view is awesome, a quiet nook in your home is great, but find a place where you can consistently go to. Now, what's your posture? Now, any posture is right, but your posture also dictates what's going on in your heart. So you got to find a place where you're comfortable, but you're also not distracted by the way you sit. And when you sit, don't be slouching or don't be like kind of be in a place where you're comfortable and you are in and you're least distracted and you're able to connect and come before the Lord. Now, as you find the time, as you find the place, and you're in your posture, what are we doing? Okay. So whatever it is, the news that's on your mind, whatever it is that you've read that's kind of upset you or kind of moved on your heart a little bit, first thing you do is you want to find passages in the Bible that speaks to the principles found in the things you're reading. For example, if you're talking about immigration, find out what the Bible talks about for the widows, the orphans, and the foreigners. Find out what the Bible calls us to do with foreigners in the land, right? Find out what the Bible talks about when it deals with foreign people like Egypt, where Israel were once foreigners in Egypt, okay? If you're dealing with marriage and sexuality, look at what the Bible talks about in marriage and sexuality. If you're upset about a situation about leadership, look at what the Bible says about leadership, how you to respond to your leaders or government structure. Okay, so just look at passages that you can kind of use as a reference to kind of meditate and think about. Read those passages, read them slowly. Okay, find those passages, read them slowly, get the understanding, get the context, feel the principle as what's happening, and then here it is. You sit and you ask God to grant you the prophetic insight to discern where these events will lead to if played out in the grand scheme of life, right? Where would these events lead to if we allow for them to go on, if we allow for these things to happen, where would they go? Ask the Lord to give you a clear insight. Can you see the end goal? Can you see the end of this? Can you see the finality of it? Ask the Lord to give you that. Can you see the the root issue behind it? What's really driving the problems? Ask the Lord for those insights. And then lastly, ask God for guidance in a way that says, you know what, God, how can I be a salt and light to this dark and that decaying world based on this? What can I do? What do you commanded me to do in this situation? And just sit there and just let the Lord speak to you slowly. Right? And I'm not gonna lie to you, at first, it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be kind of hard. You feel kind of awkward about it. But I promise you, if you continue doing this process slowly, right, you're able to approach the news in a healthy way, in a way that does not vilify and hate people, that can gather people that you can disagree with completely, and yet love and hug and be a brother to, a sister to. So that's my word. I hope and I pray that you guys find it useful and practical, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Like what you see? Come check us out on our YouTube channel. We're called to love God, love people, and serve the world. We post regularly every week, Wednesdays and Sundays. 10 a.m. Children's Ministry, 12:30 p.m. for English Ministry. Check out our website at www.wearetruelove.com. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.